area, Abaji, Buhari, Kwale, and Kuje, while the PDP secured the chairmanship seat in Gwagwalada. The exercise conducted to fill 6 chairmanship and 62 councillorship seats was marred by widespread voter apathy and reported vote buying. In a statement by its National Publicity Secretary Ini Emamobong on Sunday, the party congratulated its winning candidate but alleged irregularities. The party said its legal team will be headed by its National Legal Advisor Shafi Barao Esquire and urged aggrieved candidate to act promptly. And of course, we'll be bringing Professor Raymond Adegboyega to talk to us on that. Also on matters today. Now, that's been a communal clash that's been going on in Ebonyi State between Amasiri and Osoeda community, and today we'll be having some members of Amasiri community to help talk about what's going on as far as the communal clash is concerned in that community of Ebonyi State. So these are what we're going to be talking about today on Matters and Voice of the People 90.3 FM. You can call me Solo, you can call me Mr. Solo, you can call me Souls, you can call me Mr. Souls, but officially I am Solomon of FM. Welcome to Matters. Go straight to the business of the day, and joining me to help analyze our news item is Raymond Adegboyega. He's of course a professor of accounting, banking and finance at British American University, Florida, USA. Of course, he's also a financial analyst. Of course, we're not talking finances today. So of course, he's a current public affairs analyst. Barrister Adegboyega, Professor Adegboyega, thank you very much for joining us on Matters today.
Good afternoon. You have made me a lawyer again. That's an additional title.
Well, you are a professor after all. So professors are supposed to be all knowing. So.
Oh no, yes, I have everything. You're right.
Okay, so let's go straight to the FCT poll that happened on Saturday, and of course. The result, some Nigerians will say it's not surprising. APC won 5 of the 6 councils, PDP won 1. And ADC, that was supposed to be a powerhouse as far as the opposition is concerned, with the 2 powerful figures that are in there, talking about Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar. Well, ADC won nothing. But first, let's hear your overview, your assessment of that election.
Thank you so much. In the first instance, let's look at the causes of the apathy in the first instance. Look at the figure that 1,681,035 voters were registered in Abu in the FCT area council generally. But only 15% actually voted, which is 239, 210 voters.
Yeah, the voter apathy is palpable.
Yes, you can see that. You can see it very, very obvious. Secondly, you see the number of people, 837, 838 for Abuja Amak alone, only 65 voted. And then we'll go further to look at, by 2 p.m. on Sunday, they have started, 92% of the polling unit results are already being uploaded. That shows low level of turnout, which will be that is supposed to close by 4 o'clock. Very, very low. Then you have to see that part of the apathy now is that many people, they don't have confidence in Nigeria and the electioneering again. I won't deceive you. They have lost confidence in government. The moment there is no good government in power, in place, people, let me get in the first system, people always see an election day as a resting day in Nigeria. Majority of people, they just use to rest, to refresh themselves for the next working day so that they don't have anything to lose. So people have lost confidence in government and they have lost confidence in governance. So that's why there is kind of a low apathy. And then at the same time, you can see now that this issue will continue if care is not taken for the general election. Because in the first instance, there is no strong opposition in Nigeria to that, apart from APC and APC. I'm talking APC and APC. I'm not talking about APC and AGC.
I understand.
So people should realize that what I'm talking. I'm talking APC versus APC because this thing has happened before during the PDP era, and I told people then that PD will collapse, and I will not be surprised after the next general election, APC will go to collapse. And that's not augur for Nigerian democracy. And that's why every time I always agitated that there's no proper democracy in Nigeria, because what we have in Nigeria is autocracy. Only the winners take all. And any society that you don't have a strong opposition, there can never be good governance, because the people at the corridor of power at the present time will be looking at it that nobody to challenge them, that nobody to oppress them, to remove them from power. So by that they can do and undo and start doing what they like. And then when you look at the election, it was marred with a lot of, they said 20 people were arrested, and EFCT they cover up to 17 million. And then you have to realize one thing, these people, they will not be tried. You will not hear anything about them anymore, especially if the APC actually involved, but they are in power, they cover it. We want to know the people that were arrested. We want to know the people that they recovered this 17 million, especially one person that was arrested with 13.5 million naira. We want to know that person, which political party does it belong. That's able to enable us to see what actually came out during the Saturday election.
Okay.
Because they said there was a massive food buying and selling, and harassment and a blockade of police. And that's to show you that our police, they say, I don't believe they are blocking police. Maybe because now the people don't take our policing serious again. So these are the things that we need to address before the general election. And the reason is not far-fetched again. When you look at AGC, I said the times with that number.
Before we talk about the ADC,
yes,
let's talk about the election amendment bill.
Yes.
How much of a negative influence did you think that bill signed by the Senate have on this election? Because, do you think voters were discouraged by that? Was what caused the low turnout of voters in that election?
Thank you so much. That's another area. But if you remember vividly, majority of Nigerians, they are not well educated in terms of this electoral process. Many people always be misled, or they don't know what it takes as regards to election. We have found that there was agitation that the National Assembly is not ready to actually pass a bill that will actually make elections to work smoothly. People have taken it that what's the essence of going for the next election when the proper things that are supposed to be done by the National Assembly are not done, and especially the APC in government. So they have lost confidence. They don't have the belief and trust in any election. That's what actually is part of it that contributed to the apathy. People decided not to go. That even though we have some. It's not that people are not educated. Education is quite different from having knowledge about what is going on present time.
Okay.
And the knowledge is this electionary process. People don't understand. People believe that so far there is agitation, there are problems and misunderstanding and controversy as regards to this electoral bill being amended. Then they see that there is a tendency for people to tamper with the election results. So what's the essence of going to the field and go and waste their time? These are the and then when you look, I'm sorry to say, when you look at the curfew imposed a day before, it's already a threat, it's an intimidation, and people need to fear for their lives. Because they don't want to risk their life. That's one of you can see what's happening in Nigeria.
And of course, politicians had a field day with lots of vote buying and selling of votes, and which was another thing that was caused controversy as far as the election bill is concerned, because there was a call for stringent punishment of electoral offences. Where there was a proposal that instead of 2 years prison term that in the 2022 electoral bill, it was supposed to be 10 years, and then the fine move from between 2 million to 5 million,
to 5 million, yes,
to much more higher, which of course the Senate ignored, which some will attribute as giving politicians the effrontery to do a whole lot of vote buying and selling.
I agree. You know, these are the things where some people have lost confidence because necessary amendments supposed to be made. I agree, but they do not. They know their intention, what they wanted to do. That's why they are not making that, and that's why I emphasize that. And that person, especially one particular person, that they find 13.5 million naira in his possession in a car, you should want to know that person and which political party such person actually in or belongs to. These are the things, because the people have that confidence is there, the trust. The moment there's no trust, you cannot see that you cannot have a good and meaningful election in Nigeria. And we continue with all these problems. So people don't have confidence, and that's one of the greatest things that caused apathy in 14 on Saturday.
Okay, so reactions obviously have continued to trail that election with let's start with PDP, where PDP have launched a legal they've inaugurated a special legal team to challenge the results. We know challenges of results in Nigeria have not always been successful. We've had a few. We've had a few situations here and there. Most popularly in Peter Obi's case in Anambra. But generally, it's never been a positive result for election challenges. Do you think this will make any difference?
It will be the same. It will be it will be more worse. Why it will be worse is that you can see the number of governors that already transformed into APC. So that one can never make it work. Who are the people that are going to decide? Are they not the judges and lawyers of federal government of that, which is APC? Do you understand now? These are the things you have to take into consideration. It's winners takes all, and we are in control. We are ready to do and undo. I don't think that will make any difference, because PDP have done it in the past. APC is now doing it. Maybe tomorrow we're going to do APC. I don't know when we are going to change to make people understand that this is a country that belongs to all of us. I don't think there will be any positive change from what had been happening in the past. The same thing, because the same caliber of people will judge and decide the case.
Okay, now PDP managed to win one council area despite the disarray and the divide in PDP. Some would say that's a huge achievement, considering, because APC would have as well, sweep all the 6 councils, but PDP managed to win one. Considering what's going on, the mayhem, the scatter, let me go to a local palette that's going on in that party. Do you think they even tried, some people will say, by even winning one?
By looking at the result, you say you tried. But when you look deeply what actually transpired, and which actually is going to be revealed later, maybe as time goes on in Nigeria, APC may decided to give PDP one, especially to.
You think it was planned?
It's a political game. It's a political game. Okay. I'm telling you, see, it's going to be revealed.
So it wouldn't be like a rigging gun.
No, PDP should not see itself as being that they have tried or they are improved or their houses is not scattered. It's even when you talk about the PDP, who is PDP is not a Wiki, and who is Wiki is not APC. So these are the things we are politicians. We know what is going on. Okay. It's a way to tell the ADC that we are going to see. If you remember, around 2 weeks ago, when PDP is now saying that PDP is now PDP APC in that we actually engage in the election at FCT. He said it. Times that number, there is only PDP and APC. That actually shows that nothing for ADC. Do you understand? So that one seat being won by PDP, we should not go to talk it as a success for the PDP. You understand?
Okay.
It's an illusion. It's an illusion for PDP. They should not rely on it.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay. Let's go over to ADC, where since after the coalition was formed with the two, one would argue, the two mega heads in the party, talking about Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar, with the noise they've been making since after the inauguration of the introduction, and of course the strong opposition there seem to be having, some would argue that ADC has been in the absence of Labour Party and PDP, they've been the only party that looked like a party that can give PDP APC a run for its money. But in this council election, they did not win any seat. Nothing whatsoever.
Thank you so much.
What does that say about the supposed opposition that they were supposed to, the challenge they were supposed to mount as an opposition party?
Yeah, thanks so much. In the first instance, you have to see that ADC is an architect of their own problem in the first instance.
Okay.
And at the same time, we are not talking about these two giants in ADC. And people have been agitating, especially Nigerians, telling the ADC, go and get your house in order. Make sure you have one voice. And then maybe by this time now, let us know who's going to be your flag bearer. Because APC has already shown their flag bearer. You also should be able to know that this is the flag bearer, and then they will be talking with one voice. But today, I bet you will be talking on his own. Obi will be talking on his own. Atiku will be talking something else. So
in other words, they don't have one.
They are not organized. They don't have one voice. Let me tell you one thing today. For you to fight APC, there must be people see the combination of these three with Malam, Erufai and Kwakwan, so that if you join them, that they're going to form a strong opposition that can actually get rid of this APC out of government. Okay. But to me, the way they are doing, there's no one for, and that's why I don't see them as a strong opposition. And if care is not taken, if in the next 2 months they continue with it, because by June now, everybody should be having their own flag bearer. And if they don't do anything between now and the next 2 months, I won't deceive you, there won't be a strong opposition against APC. Because the only strong opposition you are expecting, everybody is expecting, is ADC. And that's why the APC is having a field day. So the best thing, and although to me, it does not augur well for a nation to just have one single strong party without no opposition, but that will not bring challenges. And that's why there's no good governance in Nigeria. Not from the past and the present time. We have not been having the good dividend of democracy because of bad governance. And we continue to have that. So ADC, to me, is not a strong opposition that can get rid of APC in 2027.
Does this spell doom for ADC come 2027 though? Because for you to win a presidential election, for you to win a general election, you should have a grassroots stronghold.
Yes.
Nobody wins presidential election when you don't have some governors and some councillors and some local government chairmen that are backing you.
You're right.
From a position point of view. But so far, ADC have not won a single. have not won a single by-election, either from the governorship or local government or council. One may be tempted to see these as election in futility as far as 2027 is concerned.
I've always said it that people they don't have confidence in ADC because they are seeing ADC as a party that is not serious. Because they are expecting ADC to come with one voice and then fight the PDP. But the problem is that ADC is going to have the continue, like I've said before, that if they continue in the next 2 months, people will lose confidence there and they will say there's no opposition. And then, like that, majority of Nigerians will not vote. They will not go out to vote. Because instead of voting for APC, they are not ready to vote for APC. They won't vote at all. You understand? There are lots of people. Look at the number of people that did not vote. If those people have voted for ADC and come out, and they have confidence in it because they don't see what this stand for. Majority of people don't see what they stand for because they have not been coming out to tell people what they stand for, what their manifestos, and who is going to be their flag. That is going to be one problem or the other, anarchy within the party, intra-party problems. So ADC should go and gather themselves together and see them because, like you said, in the last 2 months or 3 months, they have had by election. They have not won a single seat, and which is a doom, and it's a reflection that they are not properly organized. So they need to do that. Okay. That's my own person.
Now, the FCT minister Nyesom Wike has come under criticism for not taking a neutral stance as far as that election is concerned. He supported the APC candidate in this election, and then, Nigerians have been criticizing him that as an FCT minister in the normal situation, he should have been neutral as far as that election is concerned. Do you think? But that should be weird considering the kind of election that APC is practicing. And of course, when you also notice that Wike has been playing a double game, on paper is and a PDP member, but allegations keep resurfacing that he's playing an APC game where he's been the bomb as far as PDP is concerned in scattering the party from within. And yes,
there's one thing you have to realize. I don't deceive myself. I've said the times with that number. Wike is working for APC in PDP. His work and is actually holding on to PDP to destroy the party, and that's very, very clear. There's not even if I stand in front of him, I will tell him. I don't know why Nigerians are so not glad to face the reality. There's no way we're going to work against APC because he's working. He's already a minister of Abuja and he's working for Tinubu. That's it. Simple as ABC. We don't have to deceive ourselves in this country. So what happened? I'm not surprised. I expected more than from Wike to actually come out. He has been saying in times with that number that look at what he said in Rivers, that he doesn't want to hear anything about PDP or APC in Rivers, that there's one, everybody should work for Tinubu. What's the meaning of that? Is that a country? Are we playing real politics? And it's not augur for Nigerian democracy. It's a signal of bad omen to our democracy in Nigeria. But they are having their field day today. I know that the time will come when all these powerful people that are actually maltreating Nigerians, God will get them out of this out of this world. Because there's one thing I don't understand. We always corrupt absolutely because of the power absolute that we actually have. To me, I'm not surprised. He can never play a neutral person in this kind of game because he's working for APC and he's going around telling people that he's PDP. But times will tell. Time will tell.
Now, some Nigerians have called this election a litmus test for INEC in preparation for 2027. Do you think this will reflect badly on INEC? Is this really a litmus test for them?
In the first instance, I don't see it as a litmus test because they are not. There's the challenges or some of the things we expect to see in an election is not taking place. So you cannot call it a litmus test because a litmus test is a test that you are saying that yes, these are the things that we are expecting. This is what you have done. These are our sources. This is what we have recovered from the past. But you can see that there are little challenges in this in terms of people coming out. In terms of party being involved deeply, but this is not a litmus test. They should not rely on it because between now and the next 3 or 4 months, the tension may change in Nigeria. Political atmosphere may change. It may not be like this anymore. Especially when any other political party apart from ADC, if it's ADC also actually come out in a big way, you can see that the challenges cannot be compared with what we'll be expecting in 2027. So the INEC should not relent and say they have actually recorded a success in this election. To me, it's not a success, it's a doom. Because 15% of the total voters registered voted.
Okay. Finally, before I let you go, what's your assessment on IRF? Of course, there were reports of glitches. If an ordinary local council pool, IREV could not successfully transmit this election live without little glitches here and there. One may be will be wondering how would they handle a national election where millions and millions of Nigerians will be voting.
I've said it as well that we don't have the capacity and we don't have the ability and the technological know-how to actually embark on all this technology election transmission process in Nigeria, because we have the money, but we are not using the money, in a justified way to make sure that we have a good result or outcome. So for general elections to continue, that's why I said that INEC should not see that whether they have recorded any source in this type of election, because they have not seen a great challenge. Because by the time we are moving toward the general election, we are going to have more than 30 or 40 and 20 or 25, 30 states in doing election in one day, and then they are now releasing results. We don't have we have the money, but we don't use the money in justified manner and to buy the necessary equipment. I don't know what's going on in Nigeria. Everything is highly corrupted environment.
Okay.
We need to. There are so many challenges ahead of 2027 election for the INEC. That's my own view.
Obviously, INEC will be able to resolve these challenges between now and 2027. Professor Adegboyega, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome, sir.
Talking to you.
You're welcome, sir. You're welcome.
That was Raymond Adegboyega, Professor of Accounting, Banking and Finance at British American University, Florida, USA. If you're just tuning in, you're still on to Matters on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Let's go to our second topic for discussion, which is the communal clash in Ebonyi State. Now, 2 days ago, Works Minister David Umahi weighed into the recent violence in Israel, describing it as inhumanity between brothers and sisters, and reaffirmed its support for efforts by the Ebonyi State government to restore peace between Osoeda and Amasiri community. As in a statement issued on Friday, Senator Mai described the people of Osoeda and Amasiri shared deep historical, cultural and ancestral ties, having coexisted peacefully for generations and distinguished themselves in education, trade and commerce rather. Now joining me to talk on these issues, is Honorable Maduka Amadi, Deputy President General, Amasiri Town Union, and Ms. Chioma Okpara, broadcaster and spokesperson for the Amasiri clan. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on Matters on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Welcome to the show, madam and gentlemen.
Thank you, madam.
So let me start from you, Ms. Okpara. Of course, you're a broadcaster and spokesperson for the Amasiri clan. Let me hear your general thought on this issue.
Thank you very much. First of all,
okay, go ahead.
Thank you very much. First of all, the entire Amasiri clan condemns the killings that took place in Okporojo, Osoeda, Ebonyi State on the 29th of January 2026. Every life matters. No one should take another person's life, regardless of the level of provocation. We also commend our state governor, Right Honorable Builder Francis Ubonnamwifuru, for visiting the affected community just 1 day after the incident. Thank you, Your Excellency. However, Your Excellency, the people of Amasiri were shocked by the blanket sanctions imposed. While standing in Okporojo, you removed all state political appointees of Amasiri extraction, dethroned our 2 traditional rulers and revoked their certificates, and dissolved all town unions, and forms of leadership in Amasiri. I wish to inform the public that our traditional rulers, Ezogo Idambasi and Ezogo Godfrey Obia Uko, were arrested and currently detained in Abakaliki. They're in the prison. Your Excellency also stated that Amasiri would be delisted from the list of development centers in Ebonyi State. True to his words, the Ebonyi State House of Assembly convened on the 3rd of February 2026, just 3 days after your pronouncement, and passed a bill delisting Amasiri as a development center. As of now, Honorable Baron Ubonienya, the coordinator of Amasiri Development Center, has also been arrested and is detained alongside our traditional rulers. While still in Okporojo, Your Excellency imposed a 20-hour curfew on Amasiri. On the night of the 31st of January 2026, soldiers were deployed to the community. Gunshots were heard, indiscriminate arrests were made, and panic and confusion spread throughout the area, leaving deep and lasting wounds. I know what I'm talking about. Schools are shut, markets, hospitals, businesses, and farming activities have been halted. Furthermore, Your Excellency announced that all teachers in the 4 government secondary schools and 21 primary schools in Amasiri would be redeployed. On the 6th of February 2026, 5 days after the pronouncement, 94 teachers were redeployed. What then becomes the fate of our children, especially those preparing for WAEC and the common entrance examinations? There is also a threat to annihilate the people of Amasiri. As of now, 36 Amasiri youths and elderly persons are detained in Abakaliki, the capital of Ebonyi State. They are in the prison. All these actions have taken place without any publicly known investigation. Who imposes blanket sanctions without due investigation? Why these seemingly premeditated actions? My governor, Amasiri is home to 7 functional quarry companies
28,
that pay
28.
the ones that are functioning right now. I confirmed this
them,
morning. Amasiri is home to 7 functional quarry companies that pay 1,500 per ton of granite to the government. How many tons can a truck carry? Do the mathematics yourself. Amasiri is blessed with distinguished men and women across the globe who contribute meaningfully to society. What then is our offense? My governor, there's so much to say, but I'll pause here and respectfully answer your questions.
Okay, but before that, let me go over to Honorable Maduka Amadi, the Deputy President General, Amasiri Town Union. What's your thought?
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother. It's a pleasure to meet you again in this Voice of the People radio. We have only come to narrate our own part of the story surrounding the forceful annihilation of my community, Amasiri. But before then, let me let you know and create your indulgence to understand that this land dispute between Amasiri and its sister community has become an aged land dispute crisis. It didn't start today. I want to assure you, but like I have always maintained my stand, the previous administrations, the way they handled this did not allow this crisis to escalate. Just as of last year, 2025, on the January 20th, the people of Nduku Autonomous Community in Amasiri went to carry out a cleanup exercise in one of their primary schools in the farm hamlet known as Akanto. On that fateful day, and that was a directive from the local government council, Engineer Timothy Agudumwenwachi is still the local government council chairman. On that fateful day, there was an this age grade that is responsible for implementing law and order in all the traditional communities in Amasiri. That is the Kendukwe ruling council. Then went on that legitimate exercise. On 2:45 p.m. in the afternoon, an Amasiri lands suspected to be a militia invaded them and abducted 6 on that fateful day and whisked them away. And something happened on that very fateful day. it was a day that Engineer Timothy Agodumawachi was having a security meeting at Afikpo North local government area. And when they got this district call, what was happening in Amasri community, he swung into action. He deployed soldiers. I can name the commander of the soldier, Mr. Onoja. He was in command of that Afikpo division military base. He deployed them, deployed the DSS, deployed the police divisional headquarters Afikpo. They went directly to Akanto and find for themselves that the people of Ndukwe were attacked. They all saw liters of blood where the men were dragged through the bushes. And they traced it to the sister community called Okporojo. The restive youths of Okporojo did not hide their feelings as they were displaying arms, shooting sporadically, telling the soldiers that bullet is water, bullet is water. The evidences are there, even we recorded them. The soldier, Mr. Onoja, I'm talking to you, he was the witness. Something happened, my brother. That's why sometimes I felt that my people there's a grand conspiracy against my people. We wrote to the government, we cried to the government, we made some radio announcement. On the 22nd day of January 2025, the Deputy Governor of Ebonyi State, Princess Patricia Obila, visited Afikpo, and when she came, she found out that we were in a security meeting. I remember her words on that day. She gave the marching order and told the people of Eda, who were also in the meeting, say, I give you 24 hours, a marching order, go and release whoever you have adopted. Or else, I will relieve all the political appointees from Eda. As I'm talking to you, my brother, up till now, those marching orders became so watery, it did not hold water, nothing happened, no investigation, nothing was carried out. And we keep crying from January to April again. There was another attack. And 2 persons were adopted and killed at a farmlet called Osrakangu. We keep crying to this government. What have we done to deserve this maiming, killings? Nobody shows concern. Like I said, it was the same way this same administration has handled this matter that has allowed it to escalate. Because I expected this same clampdown that is on Amasri today. We expected it last year, 2025, when that incident were happening. But everywhere it seems there's a conspiracy against us. Government, there was no intervention, nothing. They told us they're going to investigate, they're going to rescue those 6 persons. Today, we haven't seen any of them. As time goes on, this kidnapping, adopting people in the farm, around July 2025, a retired soldier, a warrant officer, Mr. Charles Ichuku from Ezeke, another sister community within Amasri, he was adopted alongside her lovely wife with another woman that escorted them to fetch a cassava stem. 3 of them were whisked away, killed up to today. I'm telling you, government is aware, government is Open State is aware. They told us, they promised us that they're going to get to the root of the matter. Up to now, we haven't had anything. Coming to the incident of 29 January 2025.
26.
Or 2026. We are still saying, His Excellency, Amasri does not in any way support such carnage of killing and beheading. Let there be an independent investigation to fish out the perpetrators. Why clamping down on the entire community, shutting down schools, shutting down hospitals? Pregnant women are dying on a daily basis. We have graphics pictures here in our phones. 2 pregnant women that went to give birth, but due to the fact that the military has laid siege everywhere, they couldn't access the health facility. The lady lost her wife, the other one lost her son, the other one, after giving birth, the main mother died, but the child succeeded. So we have seen a lot of atrocities, and we have been crying to government. Government, is this the best way you can settle this matter? Why not investigate? All of us will help you investigate if truly that the perpetrators of this dastard act was carried out by our people. We will help you and fish them, because there is no community that grow by brooding nuisance, brooding people that kills. We don't kill in Amasri. We love strangers. We are so hospitable. So I am only want to point you out that the reasons for all this grand conspiracy against my people is the land that God has given them. God has given them enough arable land, flat land. That's why you see the neighbors surrounding them conspired to take what belongs to us. But we are still praying as diplomatic citizens. We do not want trouble. Whatever positions the government will put in place, we are so disposed, as long as it is something that will bring a lasting peace.
Now, Information I have here with my own independent findings show that the attack that happened on Okporojo, Soeda village, where 3 persons were killed and beheaded, while 3 others went missing. I'm seeing the story here where the governor gave the Amasoriti community a 72-hour ultimatum to produce the severed head of the 4 persons allegedly beheaded and the 4 other persons that were abducted. And I'm also seeing the story of the sacking here of the governor Nwifuru, of all the political appointees from Amasiri, the dethroned traditional rulers, dissolving the town union and village heads, shutting down public and private schools, and imposing the curfew on your area. That's what we are talking about right now.
Okay.
This attack on Okporojo, was it a reprisal attack? What would have caused that attack?
There was no reprisal at the at the time, on that particular day that this thing happened on the 29th.
Okay.
There were burials going on in Amasiri. Amasiri community is very, very organized. We bury every last 2 weeks of the month.
Week, not 2, the last week of every month.
Okay, just the last week.
Just the last week.
Okay, just the last week.
Between 25th and 31st of every month, all burials concluded. The other one will be at the next the month end.
So whatever time or day anybody dies in that community, you guys already have a set date every month for those burials.
Yeah. Yes, okay. Except if it's an emergency and you just want to bury the person.
They just say quietly. Exceptional cases.
Yes, exceptional cases.
Okay.
Like this woman that died during childbirth. She would just
because of lack of service, because of the curfew, closure of
and
health
then because
facilities
of the nature of the thing is not a celebratory burial. You know how Igbo's burial is a big deal in Igbo land.
Yeah.
So
that was a tragedy.
Yes, so it was a burial week for us. It was a burial day.
Okay.
So because of how our law says bury only on this last week of the month, so many burials take place. So many burials. I buried my father on the 29th of November. That was the last burial in Amasiri for the year, because from 1st to 31st of December, no burial takes place in Amasiri.
Okay.
It is called a celebratory month. So you can imagine how many burials were shifted to January.
Okay.
So that was what we were doing. And in Amasiri, everybody is interrelated. We share our lineage matrilineally. We trace our lineage matrilineally.
Okay.
And if there's a burial taking place, as long as that person belongs to your lineage, we call it Iku, you must attend that burial. So somehow everybody is connected to everybody. So that burials are attended by everybody. You don't go to the farm. You don't
more or less a mass burial.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Any burial that is taking, if there's somebody from my Iku that they are burying today, I must attend.
Okay.
They keep record. They take record. You pay your burial dues, and so that was what was happening. You can imagine a community like that whatever you are doing, everybody is involved. That was what we were doing.
So how do you now describe this attack on Okporo community village? Are you saying that Amasiri had no hand whatsoever in the Okporojo Osoeda village?
Let me come in. Just like you asked if it was a reprisal, I want to show you there was no cause for a reprisal.
Okay.
Because the Amasiri community have took a proactive step on the first week of December 2025, where our traditional rulers called the other traditional ruler from the sister community. We initiated what was called peace agreement, and we went into the Ministry of Border Peace and Conflict Resolution and signed a peace accord that we will no longer have problem with this our sister community. We only want government to come because there have been a white paper written concerning the delineation of that land, that is demarcating it, so that nobody trespasses in each other's farmland. You understand? So since we signed that agreement on December, there was no cause for alarm. That's why we were so flabbergasted when this news came up that there was an attack on that Okoroja sister community. We were so surprised.
So, did you guys form any investigative panel to be sure nobody in your community went behind your back?
Because
it is one thing to have a peace agreement.
Yes.
There is a tendency that there may be one or two disgruntled elements that were not exactly happy with that peace. And now go behind the back to cause mayhem. Was there an investigation to be sure?
That's a very nice question. His Excellency did not give us a platform. This incident happens on the 29th. The burial within the Amasiri environment was more than 50 burials. I told you with everything in me that both people in overseas, everywhere was filled up in Amasiri that day. So we were filled with surprise. On the following day that was started, when we were expecting to meet, we heard that His Excellency is coming. We received the information we would drop to Amasiri. From Amasiri, we will be going to Okoroja Oseda. But we were so surprised. He never came to Amasiri again. He went straight to Okoroja. At the scene of the event, that was where he dethroned the traditional rulers, he dethroned the DC coordinator, he dissolved all the political appointees, he dissolved all the village heads, he said all kind of things that he will show Amasiri people that our government. The records are there. In other
words, you're alleging that the governor did not create an avenue to hear your own part of your story.
That is a thing.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it happened on the 29th, and he went
excuse me, my sister. On the 31st, when we were preparing in the morning time to meet, military invaded the town. Everybody were running for his life, his or their. People that came for burial, they were stalked. As I'm telling you, it was a terrible experience. We didn't have time.
Let me hear.
Okay, we actually think that the governor's reaction was
too sudden.
Mm-hmm. His decisions were hasty.
Okay.
Because it happened on the 29th. He went there on the 31st.
On 30th, following day.
No, it was on Sunday. It was on.
That
Sunday
day was Thursday. 29 was Thursday. Friday he visited there. That was when he made that announcement. On Saturday morning, that he made the other declaration in the church. In the night, military invaded our place.
Okay. He made that declaration, and the next day he continued in the church where he talked about any Amasiri person that is seen in Abakaliki should be arrested. He was going to sack the civil servants in the state that of Amasiri extraction for us. And then he announced the curfew. When you announce a curfew, I mean, there's limited movement. And when the soldiers went in, there were arrests, indiscriminate arrests. So people were running for their dear lives. They were protecting, should I use the word? They allowed the women, they were going after young men, so most of the young men ran away.
Okay.
So we're now saying, our governor, you should have given room for an investigation. You clamped down on us as if everybody in Amasiri is a criminal. You are alleging that we did this. You didn't ask us.
So are you guys alleging that this punishment is one-sided? Do you guys know if the same punishment were issued to the other community?
It wasn't.
Nothing.
Not at all.
Was there a proper investigation to ascertain that?
I don't know what you mean by a proper investigation.
I mean, from your part, forget about the governor.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Amakri community. Are you guys sure that the governor did not pronounce any sort of punishment on the other community, just on Amasiri
just
community?
On Amasiri. And things are happening so fast. These things, he said them in the open. You can imagine you saying Amasiri will be delisted from being a development center.
Okay.
3 days after, it's carried out. Lawmakers sat in Abuja hurriedly,
And pass it.
Just
in other words, Amasiri is not even functioning at the moment because of this different curfew and closure.
On Wednesday, a young woman who was in labor, She didn't know what to do. Everywhere is shut down. No chemist, no nothing. The hospitals are shut. She was in labor. She said she was just walking. There's a video. She said she was walking along the road looking for help. When she got exhausted, she gave birth on the road. The child died.
Okay. You guys in the community exhausted every avenue to try to reach the governor for at least mount some sort of pressure for him to hear your own side of the story. We know, of course, obviously the information is in the public domain. All political appointees, traditional rulers dethroned, town unions dissolved, village heads. These people are important people as far as the Amasori community is concerned, right?
For sure.
Now, have they been able to put their heads together, connect with one or two persons that they think is close to the governor, try to force their way for the governor to hear the plea of the Amasori people? Is there like a sort of a committee that's been set up to try to persuade and appeal to the governor to hear your own side of the
Before
of the
my
story?
brother adds to what I'm about to say, even the governor has given us room to,
for an appeal.
not for an appeal. He's called him to meet with him.
Okay, to meet with him. Okay.
Yes. And what he said during the meeting is that the only thing that can solve this problem is for us to go and bring the heads. The 4 heads that were
the heads that you guys don't know the whereabouts or know nothing about.
If they've even gone to the village to ask, because now it's only the elderly and the weak
that are left in the village.
They've gone to have a meeting with them. We call them Ndichie. And those Ndichies said, we did not send anybody to kill for us. We don't know the kind of heads we are talking about. My community abhors abomination. Killing anybody under any guise is an abomination in my village. So we cannot harbor heads. Even at a point, the government came and said, they saw shallow graves. I don't know whether you read about it. They saw shallow graves in Amasori just to, make us admit that there are heads somewhere. And it is a laughable thing because Amasori is an organized community. There are designated places for everything. There's a general place where toilet is built. There's a general place where, like a lobby, if you want to have a meeting, town hall meeting, there's a place where there are designated places. There's a designated place for cemetery.
Yes.
So if you go to our cemetery and you go to dig up the ground, let me just say the ground, what will you see? What will you see? There are designated places. If you say, if you enter my village now and say, you want to go to the toilet, they will take you to where they built, where everybody goes to. If you say, I want to do wedding, there is a place where wedding receptions take place. There are designated places for different things. Okay. So I don't know why the governor is telling us go and bring heads. From where? The police that the constitution of this country empowers to do investigation should go ahead and do an investigation.
Well, according to the stories I'm seeing from multiple avenues, they did an investigation. We don't know how far they went investigation. Maybe it was a short investigation or they didn't do proper investigation. But the investigation here, confirmed that there were 4 persons were killed, 3 of whom were beheaded, with another victim was later discovered. They say another victim was discovered in a shallow grave with the head yet to be recovered. That's according to their own investigation. So you guys are alleging now that there was no the investigations are wrong. If there was investigation at all,
when the killings, I have it on good authority that there was a video that was circulating about the killings. It wasn't as if the heads were found in Amasori. It was the video that the killers did and circulated on Facebook.
Which means there may be a head, but how are we sure that head was found in Amasiri community?
The heads were not found in Amasiri. That's what I'm telling you. Okay. That the killers did a video and circulated it on Facebook. But you know, Facebook
like a propaganda.
But you know, Facebook doesn't keep search for long. You know, they'll take it down. So that was. It is not that the heads were found in Amasiri. What the report is that there are shallow graves. Okay. In Amasiri.
Okay.
Shallow graves where? Okay, tell us the exact location where the shallow graves are located.
Okay, so you guys have exhausted every avenue to try to meet with the governor to no avail.
Yes, to be honest, to be candid, just like our people have met the governor in 2 different occasions, keep threatening that.
Who are these people, that have tried to meet the governor? Because if there is a proper committee with especially some of these top politicians in the Amasiri community, they should be able to know 1 or 2 persons that can appeal to the governor. All we just need is for you to hear our own side of the story.
They have done that,
and to give evidence that we have.
They have done
that will vindicate us.
I say they have done that. That's why I told you. That's what I said earlier, that we have come to understand that there was a grand conspiracy against the good people of Amasiri. They have done that in 2 occasions, using medias, old women, begging the governor.
To no avail.
To no avail. So we couldn't find any beheaded head. That what we are supporting is use your intelligent. Government has every security apparatus.
Okay.
Anyway you can trace it. Do it. Amasiri people are in full support of you. But what we are not in support of, shutting down the systems. The vulnerables are dying. The old people are dying because they can't access medical facility. Honestly.
People are running away from the community. People are going to neighboring communities.
You keep detaining
on demand.
You keep detaining
outside,
our leaders.
as if they are refugees.
Okay. Well, we just pray that VOP is widely listened to. Let's hope that this will be a very good avenue to appeal to the governor to call you guys into a round table and, of course, hear your own side of the story and appeal. And
I want to remind you again that the 20 hours curfew that was, they wrote it at the pages of the newspaper that the 20 hours curfew has been reduced to 11 hours. That's lies.
It's still a 20-hour curfew.
They are still implementing the 20 hours.
13 hours
they
now.
keep going brutalizing people.
Okay. Hopefully the government will listen to VOP and, of course, call you guys into a roundtable. One final note?
Yes, I just want to say to my governor, now you hold knife, now you hold yam. We are Ebonians, first of all. You have every power to do anything you want to do, but we are appealing to you. Not every one of us is a killer, is a criminal. Don't destroy Amasiri. Let there be an investigation. My governor, you are my governor.
In other words, don't use a few bad eggs to condemn everyone.
Don't give a blanket sanction.
Okay. Thank you.
Your sanctions, lift them.
Thank you very much, Ms. Chioma Okpara, a broadcaster and spokesperson for the Amasiri clan. Thank you very much for coming. And of course, Honorable Maduka Amadi, Deputy President General, Amasiri Town Union.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Hopefully, this will be a good appeal. The governor hopefully will call you guys into a roundtable and the discussion will be resolved amicably. If you're just tuning in, this is Voice of the People, VOP 90.3 FM, and you're still on to Matters. It is time for us to open the phone lines for you to make your contributions. 0700 903 903 903. Again, 0700 903 903 903 and 0803 692 9933. Again, 0803 692 9933. You can also call or text us via WhatsApp, and the WhatsApp line is 081 717 56338. Again, 081 717 56338. Let's pick our first caller from WhatsApp. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Tell us the name where you're calling from, please. Okay, Mika, go ahead.
Now, what I want to say, I believe you're hearing me.
I can hear you clearly.
Now, what I want to say in the area of opposition, based on the first topic you were discussing.
Okay.
So, what I want to say is that there is no opposition, that oppose this particular government. And I want to let you know the reason why there is no opposition and the reason they cannot act. Now, if you look very well, most of the people in all this ADC and other party, many of them came up from APC. And now, none of them that have no any stain in them. And as long as they are not in APC and their sin have not been forgiven, any noise to oppose APC, I mean, they are watchdogs, which is they will capture them and they will put them in. Look at what is happening to, what they call them, Alpha and the Draman. Now, if anybody in ADC or any other party mistakenly want to rise to oppose this particular thing, they will go and find a record of their offense and they will attack them. And they want to say that this particular party need, strong hand and they seriously mean to chase them out. Without that, it's not by gentle. They are not gentle people because they are completely aburu, what they call it, a party. So they need a strong party. But who are the strong ones? Is it the ones that have been corrupted? I mean, they're standing one way or another. We oppose them. No, it cannot be possible. So that's what I want to say.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's remind you of the rules of the phone calls. 2 minutes max, please. Anything more than that, I'm sorry, I will politely cut you off, okay? Please, 2 minutes max, and no insult, no mudslinging. You can pass your message across, your dissenting message across without having to insult anyone, okay? Hello.
So, good afternoon. This is MD. I'm calling from Sulere.
Okay, MD, go ahead.
Okay, it's now in playing out now before every Nigerian. How can a participant, become a referee in a game? How can this week say there is coffee and it's going from one polling booth to another with a massive crowd and routine of security men? The president who is quick to congratulate did not say anything. The INEC did their statutory duty, did not say anything. This is now the little test they want to use in 2027. Sometimes we say we should come and they see vote. Let me tell you one thing. Before their shitty supporters will come and begin to congratulate themselves, I want to let them know something. That God created everything in tools, good and bad, short and tall, and the rest of them. And the government and the opposition. When there is no opposition in government, the government will now have a fiercer opposition. And I want to mention that word that will be. And that will soon play out because nature has a way of pleasing itself. Because we cannot continue like this. What they tell you now, when you continue to 17, 30 governors will rule the whole place in their state and rig elections and buying. At the end of the day, they say master strategies is doing good, is doing bad. But it is facing all of us before our face that this is the highest misgovernance we have ever had. And look at what is playing out. But we shall need to see. That's why I've always advocated for referendum. That is the only way. Let us come and decide what we want to do. Those might not say we understand. That is South South. After it's not only South have money, you have the middle, but even the local north, they have the berries and rest of them. Let us come and decide how to live.
Okay. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Solomon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm calling from Pemba.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so quick one. The one we always say that elections are won from the grassroots. In the 2023 general elections, it's very clear that you don't need the grassroots to win an election because Labour Party won the election, but INEC turned the election against Labour Party with the aid of the judiciary. I remember when they were doing the judgment, when one of the judges said, "Do you want me to go to the market and gather evidence for you?" It's on record. So the idea that elections are won on the grassroots, we should remove that thing from our head.
Now let me explain how that is done.
It doesn't happen that way.
No. Let me explain how that is done, if you will indulge me. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good. Now, if in 2023 there were Labour Party people that are chairmen, if in 2023 there were chairmen, councillors, ward chairmen, local government chairmen that were Labour Party members, they will be able to do a proper supervision of that election, where it will be difficult, if there will be any rigging at all, it will be difficult to do. That is what we're talking about.
Okay, if that's what we're talking about, I will agree. But that the elections are won for the...
that is the grassroots. That is the grassroots we are talking about. That's what that statement means.
What happened on Saturday, right? Was that an election where an FCT minister was seen going around, parabolating everywhere, disgracing himself? That shows shame. This is not democracy. Democracy is supposed to be where people will come and express their free will to choose who they want. How do you put a curfew on a day to... That is what they did in Lagos State, putting Eyo, because people wanted to vote, putting Oro on an election time, and nothing happened.
Thank you.
It's bad.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to VOP. Tell us in the way you're calling from, please.
My name is Brian. Calling from Lagos.
Okay, go ahead.
What I'm trying to tell my fellow Nigerians is that we have to try to continue to be steadfast. And let's go back to history to tell APC. During the time of Babangida, he wanted to transform himself from military president to civilian president. Even Nigerians surrender because he made everybody to be adopting. But God said no. Then he was removed. He fearfully ran away. During Abacha almost did the same thing also. God said no to him. Obasanjo came and wanted to be a third-term president. He was there. God said no to him. So this is not the first time we are seeing this type of thing. Now it's son of APC and Tinubu. That God that has been saving Nigerians from their hands, I'm sure will save Nigerians from Tinubu hand. He will not succeed. No matter what APC do, let him have 136 governors, they will not succeed. Let him continue to do what he's doing. God will teach him lesson. That's what I want to remind them, and let Nigerians focus on God, and hopefully we will win them. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Keep your messages coming in. Our WhatsApp line is 081-717-56338. Again, 081-717-56338. That's our WhatsApp line. Keep the messages coming in. Hello.
Hello, Solo.
Yes, so welcome to VOP. Tell us in the way you're calling from, please.
My name is Titus, calling from Kasa.
Okay, Titus, go ahead.
The opposition we are talking about, the problem with opposition is this. Between Atiku and Atiku is playing double game here. Don't be surprised that he's looking at APC because 2031 is the turn of the month. I mean, 2031 is the turn of the month. He's looking the other way, and at the same time, Congo and they are looking the number of people. I mean, they are looking at this way that people need to be president. As they are running their flag bearer on ABC, whether it be acceptable in the north. They are looking at that the opposition are not serious. Why they are doing so? Because they are not true to themselves. If they were serious, this Abuja local government election, council election would have been, they would have made a mark. What if they were going around campaigning, the rest to play the art. They are something like opposition. I have never on my mind. I may vote, I may not vote. Because what I'm seeing on the ground that all rain shine. People will complete 8 years. And we'll have another 8 years, another 4 years to suffer in this country. Thank you.
Thank you. 0700-903-903 and 0803-692-9933. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to VOP. Tell us where you're calling from, please.
Yeah, my name is Mr. Bright. I'm calling from Alumni.
Okay, Mr. Frank, go ahead.
All right. Sir, can I speak on that Ebonyi State matter?
Please do.
Okay, sir. Sir, what I want to say is this. I come from Ebonyi State, although I'm not decided. I now come from Amatri or
both communities. Okay.
I'm an Ebonyi person.
Okay.
So yes, what I want to say that is, see, that thing that happened there, what the governor is supposed to do is that both Edda and Amatri, the sanction that he gives to Amatri people is the same thing that he gives to Edda people, because he's separating the two sides. He's supposed to give them the same sanction so that the truth will come out. But now he gives one side. It will look as if he's taking sides. You understand? That is the way I think about it too. I'm not from that side, but that is the way I think.
Okay.
He's supposed to sanction the two places. Two of them, that is two fighting. He's supposed to sanction this side, and he sanction this side, the truth will come out. Then the people that commit the mayhem, then they will bring them out. But now he gives the sanction to one side. The second side is not good like that. So let me talk about this APC and
okay. You have 30 more seconds.
I'm sorry, let me just see. If APC have no opposition, the only opposition APC have now is Nigeria. And I know Nigeria and Donald Trump. That is the only opposition that APC have now. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, Mr. So.
Yes, sir. Welcome to VOP.
I greet you. Good afternoon.
I greet you too. Tell us the name.
My name is Shola. I'm calling from Ebeda.
Okay, Shola, go ahead.
Yes. You know, sadly, we just need to call a spade a spade. I've been saying this all along. We have gotten to a stage where Nigeria is in the hands of, I don't want to use a word that would be too harsh, but these are people that have captured the country, and they say they are practicing democracy. Unfortunately, this is not democracy. This is Agueroism, where an FCT minister, a government or official, even INEC chairman cannot make such a statement that people should vote, they should leave the rest for him. What is the rest they should leave for you? Now they can just make statements anyhow, say snatch it, grab it, and they are leaving it. We are seeing it. So what are we relying on for this upcoming election? The coming election is going to be worse than the current one. So you know, it's so sad. What I just wish to say is that even there's no opposition, because if you look at the ATC, that's why I look at Obi and I pity him. Nigeria is between the devil and the deep blue sea. I don't see the hope. I know there's nothing God cannot do. Nigeria should not relent, but Obi has even aligned with the wrong set of people. Is it Atiku? How many times have he come out to even speak against insurgency? Is it what's his name? Rotimi Amechi that says he's hungry. He's eating popcorn, eating corn up and down. Is it El-Rufai? If El-Rufai was even in the government, he wouldn't be spilling all these things he's spilling out. So Nigerians, we are on our own. No? I'm telling you, we just need to buckle up, because this is the last chance to salvage this country. Nigeria is in the wrong hands.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. So.
Thank you. Okay, let's read some messages as we round off. It's almost time for us to go. Good morning, good afternoon, Solomon. This is from Chima Surulere. I do not know. Okay, Chima from Surulere, I do not know why there is so much lawlessness in the polity. Why did Wike threaten opposition parties? Why did he visit the polling stations freely? It surprises me that the matter was not taken to the court by the opposition party. Well, it's been taken to court now. PDP is suing APC for that election. They're challenging that election. Please, how can they have election in Abuja? Took light from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. This is the plan to use manual collation. This is why they will tell us what they will tell us in 2027 about National Grid. May God help us. Adam from AJ City. Good VOP, let ADC do fast, but let them give Peter Obi the presidential ticket. Then our eyes will open. Kingsley from Ijesha. Okay, good afternoon, Ogasolo. Happy new week. The just concluded Abuja election just showed us waiting these people they willing and ready to do come 2027. Now we know their tactics and an idea of what they want to do in 2027. So I urge Nigerians to fortify themselves against it. As my mother used to say, that a warrior does not die in a battle that he is privy of. We've seen their tactics and ways. It will be our fault if we still fall for them come 2027. Thank you and have a good day. Abraham from Mafoluku. Thank you very much, Abraham. It is very disheartening and disturbing that the voice that arises up against the Jonathan era in 2012 and the so-called media houses that rose against Jonathan and PDP government, they are all silent forever. What a double standard and country full of sentiment and divisions created by ABC, because they can use these tools to divide the people. Nigerians should rise up against these evil cycles in power. Okay, what a country called Nigeria. See drug lords, criminals throwing bundles of new notes of our currencies in public. How about what are we telling the world? Nigeria has been taken hostage by criminals, agberos, and people with questionable characters. Too bad for this country. Chinedu from Badagry. Good afternoon, VOP. Until Nigeria do the right thing of either restructuring Nigeria for true federalism or go back to regionalism, the problem will continue to resurface. The unitary system we are using, dressing in federalism, is fake. God will save Nigeria. Elder Isaac from Idimo. Thank you very much, Elder Isaac. Good afternoon, King Solomon. When I watch the number of insecurity going on in this nation, to the extent the bandits now boldly write letter to people and the huge debts and money borrowing that we can't see what this government are doing with it, and the rigging and winning of elections, and still give us the impression that we don't do anything about it. I fear for this country. They have been pushing this nation to the wall, and at this point anything strange can happen. From Chief Udo. It is time for us to go. Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you very much for listening, and for those of us that are watching also via YouTube, thank you very much for watching. It is time for us to go. And of course, Chioma Innocent will be here tomorrow to take us on the show Matters on Voice of the People 90.3 FM, coming up from 1:30 to 3. The show goes on and on like that till Friday. And don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles at VOP903FM, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel at VOP903FM, and you can also follow me on IG at Solofem1, as in at SOLOFEM figure 1, and on Twitter or X at Solofem. I am Solomon of Fem. Good afternoon. Thanks for listening.